Hi, so today we are going to do a ombre, and this is an example of one I did. This is on a linen. Linen takes the indigo really well, and I think this one turned out really nice. Ombre is one of those patterns that seems really simple, but in reality it's very tricky to get a really nice ombre, and it takes quite a lot of patience. So I'm going to be dyeing this linen pillow. I made this linen pillow, and it has an envelope back. The first thing I'm going to do is get it totally wet. Usually I do a lot of dry dipping, but for this one I'm going to get it wet. And that is going to give it that really like diffused look. So that's going to help with the fading. Okay, I'm going to just wring it out. And I have this bag here that I have no bubbles on, so that's really important. It's too big to just dip in like flat, so I'm going to kind of make a little circular pattern with my hands best I can, and I'm just going to dip it in about halfway. A little less because I'm going to see, because it might draw up the dye since it's wet, and then I'll take it out and I'll see how it looks, because you can always re-dip it. All right, here we go. Carefully going in. Okay. And I can see the dye is drawing up into, oh wow, it's cool looking. So I'm going to put it on my drying rack. Ooh, it's slipping. And let it start to dry. I'm just going to let it drip dry for a minute. I have more Shibori on my rack, but it's okay if it drips on top of it because it's totally dyed. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is dripping pretty bad on the drying rack. So I'm just going to come in and really carefully squeeze it out. And here is some oxidized indigo, which I don't want. This is just a mess no matter what you do. So I have cardboard down, but I'm just going to try to like minimize the mess as much as I can. Okay. All right, so we'll let this sit, and then I'll probably dip it again. I'm not sure if I want to dip it up more, because whatever I dip again is going to get darker, and whatever is dipped just once is going to be lighter, or if I want to keep this, because I kind of think this is cool looking. So I'll think about it, see what I like best, but I think that this pillow is really cool. So anyway, yay! So this ombre has been drying overnight, and you can see there is some oxidized indigo on there. So I'm going to dip it one more time, but before I do that, I'm going to wash this and try to get that oxidized indigo off so that I can get a more even dye when I dip it one more time. But I think it looks awesome. I washed the ombre piece with Simple and hot water and got all the extra bits of indigo out. And then I let it dry completely. Okay. So I'm going to take off my gloves because I want to keep the white part really white. You can see the ombre here has got a pretty nice, looks pretty good. I'm going to just drip it one more time to be darker. And I'm going to dip it like to here, around here, to cover up some of this not so nice part, and then this part won't be as dark because it's going to be the white. So anyway, and I'm keeping it dry, which is kind of a little bit of a risk, but I'm going to just try it. I'm going to go in. Awesome. That is gorgeous. So now I'm going to unfold it. It's going to make a big mess here, but I'm going to just let it be. Now I'm going to let it drip dry. It's making a big mess, but I don't care. Okay, so this is what is happening here. So you can see there's lighter blue here. This is going to be darker on the bottom. It's dripping dry. I have cardboard and a towel and everything to kind of minimize the mess, but it's going to be a mess. And here is the white, which I want to keep as white as possible. So I'm just delicately draping it over the drying rack. Okay, here is the ombre. I think it turned out super nice. So I washed it with hot and used Synthepol, Dyer's detergent, and let it dry, and then ironed it. Let's turn it over. I'm pretty happy with it. Ombres are super hard, so I think this one turned out pretty nice.